Yeah, I thought I'd come on for a little bit. Maybe just get a few people in here to chat. Was watching MV do some, trying to create some, recreate some 19th century baseball in Out of the Park 24. And as you know, in Out of the Park 24, you can do 19th century baseball. There's Mark Roberts. Hey, Mark, welcome in. Newest member of our family. It's good to see you, Mark. Hope you're having a good day. Just check in with everybody, see how you're doing. I've been doing a lot of MLB The Show. So there's been a lot of typing back and forth, but I thought it'd be fun. And I think we're going to release Napoleon Lajoie from the All-Time Athletics team and send him to the Indians where he belongs. So yeah, I think we're going to release Nap. We're going to release him, and we're going to release him. There he goes. Yes, I do. Now we're going to go to Cleveland. So yeah, hopefully everybody's doing well today. Yes, 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 yes. All right, so who are we going to act as? The Cleveland Indians, because that's really he belongs. I don't know why in Action PC they have why they have him with the Athletics, but now he's been released. So now we're going to try to pick him up elsewhere. Anyhow, let me see. Who do we want here? Yep. So let's try an Lajoie. Again, just stay as a new team. So let me see. We're going to assign him. And he is now on the Cleveland Indians. Just that easy, where he belongs. Now, the other thing that we want to do is we want to put Lajoie on the active roster. So I don't know if anybody has watched. I've done a tutorial on this before, but who knows? Maybe nobody saw it. So we're going to demote. But I think this Tony Bernazard, he's going to go. We're going to send him to the reserve roster. And then we're going to go to our reserve roster, and we should find Lajoie. Where are you, Nap Lajoie? Or are you already on the main? Nope, there he is. All right, transaction, and he's on the active roster. Cool. There we go. So that's how you do it, guys. It's that simple. And up here, that great player search, you can do all kinds of stuff. So we go back to the active roster, and we want Lajoie also like in here. In here. Where'd you go? Second base. There's Lajoie. So let's go to lineups. And yeah, I mean, definitely, we got to have him here. Yeah, Bobby Avila. No. Sorry. Napoleon Lajoie is going to be the second baseman. There we go. And we're going to bring him down to here, too. But Lajoie shouldn't be this far down. I'm thinking that we move Lajoie up into the number 2 spot behind Kenny Lofton. Move him around. Ed Morgan, let's see. What do we got here? He's got some power. I don't know. Let's bring him up, and let's leave it. We'll just leave it like that. There we go. Hey, there's a big clue. So there, now we've put Nap Lajoie where he belongs. I'm going to do the same in Action PC when I get around to it. So again, it's a lot of tweaking and stuff like that. But props to MV, guys. For him, he's jumping into 19th century baseball, doing it with a vengeance, having a lot of fun, and I'm glad to see that. Oh, see Larry Doby here is injured. But everything else looks pretty good here. Ken Keltner at third. Let's see. They have Al Rosen at third. Boy, that's tough. Keltner. Look at Rosen here. Pretty good contact hitter, good power. Let's look at Rosen. Yeah, so I mean, obviously Al Rosen should get that start, but I'd like to see Ken Keltner get some playing time. Anyhow, yes. So yeah, I know Lajoie. I know the team is called the Naps. I know, and so when I was doing that comparison video last week, big clue, I noticed that even Dave Cook put him on the Athletics. I'm like, what? I mean, that just made no sense. So he's in the Indians on this team, and I'll be moving him to. I'll be moving that in Action PC Baseball. Let's look at our graphical. As I'm going through each of these franchises now, that being said, when I get to things like the Texas Rangers, I really don't know a lot about the Texas Rangers. So Yeah, maybe we'll get Robbie's help anyhow. But this is a pretty tough Indians team. They really, I mean, you look at this, man. Look at this outfield. You got Colavito, Lofton, and Bell. I already did my Pittsburgh Pirates. There's a few other guys I've got to kind of knock about on the Pirates, but yeah, yeah, it is. It is, right? It's like putting Pete Rose in the Phillies, which, by the way, thank you. Let's make sure he's not a Philly. Boy, wouldn't that be something? Let's check the Phillies next. So, actually, just do it up like this here. So again, if you're looking for a player, this is very similar to Action PC Baseball. So Pete Rose is a Cincinnati Red. So there he is. So who else? I wonder. I wonder where they put. I hope Max Carey is in the league. The Max Carey. Max is a bucko, but I want to see if Max is actually, because I don't think I set this. Center fielder. Yeah, see, it's Kutch, but or is it? I wonder if Max. See, Max Carey. Max Carey's not on the active roster, and as a Bucko fan, I think he needs to be there. I mean, I like everybody else that's up here, but I think he's on the reserve roster. I mean, really shouldn't do that. Just what I'm thinking here. So Max, where are you? We hardly knew you. I love that they say Pete Rose Sr. Yeah, as if Junior's in the game somehow, right? I know, it's so stupid. Totally agree with you. All right. Where are we going to go here? Is it meet the team? Of course, it's not meet the team. Lineups, no. Pitching, organization. No, I want to see if see on the active roster. So you only have one center fielder, and I want to actually send Tony Pena down, but then that leaves me with one cat. Well, no, it's like a Tony Pena. We get Jason Kennel. I'm sending Tony Pena down to the reserve list, and we're going to bring up Max Carey into center field because I only have Kutch in center. I think it's smart. All right, so let's go to the reserve roster. And I mean, Max Carey was a great center fielder. Where'd you go, Max? Yeah, Ralph Kiner saying, I'm here. And so, Ralph, I'm not looking for you right now. There he is. Okay. So some of these guys here definitely would deserve some playing time, but see, it's got the problem here, right? You got Paul Wainer on the reserve roster, but why? Because, and that's why I love the old teams, right? Because you have like crazy stuff. So there's Paul Wainer, right, in right field, and I've got him on the reserve roster because of the wonderful things he does, right? Let's sort by position. So in right field, right, I've got Roberto Clemente and Dave Parker. So where am I even going to put Paul Wainer, right? Because if I bring Paul Wainer up, I mean, somebody's not going to get playing time. So this way, Parker and Clemente, um, kind of getting some love, getting some time, whatever. Anyhow, how's everybody doing? What are you playing? Big Clue, you still playing Age of Wonders 4? I'm seeing some great mods, including one if you have the PC to handle it. Massive Maps it's called. It's unbelievable. And while my PC is pretty good, I'm actually thinking about buying Age of Wonders 4 again for the PS5 till I can get another PC later this year. But oh my God. So that's coming out. Diablo 4, 6th of June. Super Mega Baseball coming out. But what are you guys playing? Doesn't have to be baseball games, but just curious what you're doing, what you're playing, who you're shagging. No, not who you're shagging. In the meantime, let's look at Big Clue's Cincinnati Reds because we have Big Clue here. Let's see if he approves of this, what Out of the Park has done with his Cincinnati Reds. So let's do this the opposite way here. All right. So I think Sean Casey could stay at first, but I think Dan Dreesen should go to the reserve roster because you got Ted Kluszewski and Sean Casey at first. Dreesen rated just a little less than Casey. We should get Robbie a retro of Leisure Suit Larry. Oh my. Well, Robbie's got to get out of the house. Is what he's got to do. So, I don't know. Rangers playing today at home? Let's see. Because they just, they put a hurting on my Bucks. No, Robbie's home, so we should see Robbie later. And my Buccos play the Mariners tonight. Yikes. So we'll see. We're just one game above 500 now. Oh, man. That's sad. Hey, the Reds beating the Cubs 9-0. Bottom of the ninth. Big clue. Okay, you agree with Dreesen? Yeah, let's put Dreesen down. Let's send him down. Put him on the reserve roster. But what are the good first basemen? Let's see, because we have. Is there somebody better? Okay, you got Frank McCormick. What's McCormick? And you got Hal Morris. This thing is loaded. Look, Joey Votto. Look at all these first basemen. Okay, so Frank McCormick. What do you think there, Big Clue? Send him down the reserve roster. We got to leave Ted Kluszewski up here. I'm just trying to get some of these. I think Sean Casey could go too because you got Votto here as well. Because you're really, really loaded with first basemen here on the Reds. And right now, so if I look at the lineups, I would have to look at the lineups to see who you're Cincinnati starting. See who's starting at first base. So Kluszewski's starting at first and batting third. I think that's pretty good. But yeah, I think this is. You got 4 first basemen on here. I'm always loath to send the old time players down, but he's only got not a lot of potential there, so I think McCormick's going to go. That's right. I am here, McF. I'm trying to tweak these rosters. You know what? Sean Casey can go too, down to the reserve roster. Boom, he's gone. 4 catchers, insane. Wow. I mean, Johnny Bench is going to stay up there, but whew, I don't know. Loaded team here, loaded team. I like the 3 guys in center field, Davis, Pinson, and Roush. I think that's good. Griffey Sr. and Wright, Paul O'Neill, of course, Rose. So you can kind of send these guys down. Who's starting it? Yeah. So, I don't know. What do we think of Brandon Phillips at second? You good with him? Because you got Lonnie Fry, Bid McPhee, Joe Morgan, and Brandon Phillips all playing second base. Yeah, your outfield is great. Your outfield is just crazy, crazy loaded. But do they need force toss Aaron Boone? Let's send him down. We'll put him on the reserve list. I'm not going to release him. I'll just put him on the reserve list. Brandon Phillips is okay. I mean, I want to leave a few old players in here. So leave Bid McPhee just to get some 19th century representation. But, I mean, Joe, and at first base, right, you got... How do you choose between Hal Morris? I mean, Joey Votto, definitely the better player, but, Hal Morris... Rather a few extra pitchers on the team. Well, let's see who's on the reserve list for pitchers. Let's have a look on the Cincinnati Reds. All right, so for relievers, you got Clay Carroll, Raleigh Eastwick. But let's look at starters first. So Bronson Arroyo, there's not a lot of... I mean, there's Paul Derringer. Dolph Luke is good. Bucky Walters, but... you have strong starting pitching, but maybe the relief pitching here. I don't know. Let's get back to the active roster for the Reds here for a second. Let's look at the pitching staff here. All right, so you got Cueto, Maloney, Soto. There's Jose Rijo, Johnny Vandermeer. Hey, D. Scott Howard, how you doing? We'll have to look at the Dodgers next. D. Scott Howard's a Dodgers fan. I think they really kind of did the Reds pretty well. I mean, there's Rob Dibble as the closer. I don't know who's set up, man. Who would you say is so Bucky Walters? Bucky Walters is on the reserve list. We bring him up. And where's Noodles Hahn? I think Noodles Hahn's on the reserve list as well. Let's have a look. Pretty sure Bucky Walters on the reserve list. Noodles Hahn, where is he? Is he in the league? If not, I guess we're gonna have to draft him somehow. Yeah, Noodles Hahn's on the Reds. So he's there. Let's go back and try to find him. Yeah, Noodles Hahn's a reliever. He's on the reserve roster. Clay Carroll is on the reserve roster. So all those guys are on the reserve. Are on the reserve. Could definitely bring them up if you think they belong on the active. There's room for 5 more players on the active roster. Because I like getting help with these franchises. Love it, love it, love it. So what about Danny Graves, though? I mean, is he taking up room here, or Wayne Granger? So, by the way, guys, when you play out of the park baseball and you're messing with the league, always make sure you're playing in commissioner mode, or you cannot do transactions. So make sure you do that. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. Now, eventually, what I want to do is after I'm done with this, I want to back this league up, and I want to dump these guys into a huge draft pool and just drawing on this huge draft from the 30 teams, the 30 franchises, all of history, but distill it down and make some like crazy strong teams. I think it'd be fun. Oh, right. Oh, I know, right? I could have 2 teams per franchise and still be making decisions to roster. You're absolutely right. Graves flipped off the fans. Forget him. All right, we'll send Danny Graves to the reserve roster. We could even outright release him too, but we'll just put him. Oh, he's already on there. He's already. So Big Clue saying I should release him. All right, let's. We're gonna actually give him his release. All right. Well, we're gonna release Graves. If he's flipping off fans, that's not cool. All right, he's gone. All right, so this roster's good. All right. Don't know if D. Scott Howard's here, but let's look at the Dodgers anyhow. Them bums. And let's look at their active roster. And they're already at potential, but pretty good too, man. What a good roster they have. Although, do they need all 3 catchers? I would probably. So Scioscia is rated lower than Russell Martin and Roy Campanella. I still think of Russell Martin more with Toronto and with Pittsburgh than I do with the Dodgers. I don't know what he's doing on the Dodgers. Hey, Aaron Reed. I think Russell Martin is going to go to the reserve list. Or I can send him to Toronto. Bench Scioscia. Okay. All right, I'll bench Scioscia. There. He's on the bench. That was easy. Oh, I know, man. Russell Martin was remembered him with the Bucks, and he's got some good potential here. Definitely good potential. So we'll leave him. Of course, Campanella is going to be the starting catcher here for the Dodgers. Makes sense. And right now they're first in their division. What about Paul LaDuca? Let me see if I'm guessing. Let me see because I know that's not spelled right. I know there's not a K here. Is it LaDuca? Oh yeah, Lo Duca with a C because it's an Italian name. Let's see where he is. Let's see where Paul Lo Duca is. Did he make the cut? We will find out. Nope. Paul Lo Duca does not make the cut. Let me see if I take away the like that and do this. Nope, he didn't make it, Aaron. Not considered an all-time great, I guess. Big Clue says, holy crap, Hunter Green is about to get his first win of 2023. He says, LOL, Reds only had to score 9 runs to do it. Yeah, so this is an all-time greats franchise, and he probably doesn't, I mean, he's in out-of-the-park baseball, but he's not in this particular thing. All right, so back to the Dodgers. Back to the Dodgers. This one, they did a nice job here, I think, because there's a nice mix between Brooklyn and LA Dodgers here. I'd really like to do what the franchise thing, or what it does in APA. I'd like to actually create a major league, right? But have a separate team for Brooklyn and LA, a separate team for New York and San Francisco. That's probably going to be my next kind of thing I want to do in out-of-the-park baseball, because I like that APA does that. And nobody else does that, to my knowledge, is just APA. Exactly, D. Scott, do an all-time Brooklyn and LA split. Definitely do that. Has Brian Reynolds homered in May yet? Running out of time. Well, he's got to do it, next 5 days. So we're playing in Seattle tonight. Duca for character. So, like I said, this is just more or less to just come on and talk a little bit of baseball and whatever. Outfield, Andre Ethier. You got Carl Furillo. There's like so many right fielders here. And the reason why I want to send Dixie Walker down is because he was a kind of a POS to Jackie Robinson. Babe Herman, I think he's got to stay in there. He's got to stay in there. I think Dixie Walker has to go down. What do you think there, D. Scott? You're the Dodger fan. You got 4 right fielders. I think one of them needs to go down to the reserve list. And I'm thinking Dixie Walker. Although Raul Mondesi's rated a little bit lower than Dixie. They're rated the same, actually. And I think I'd rather... What do you think? What do you think? Oh, nice, D. Scott. He said he's tempted to take the bus down the hill to the Pirates this weekend. Dixie was a jerk. Good enough for me. He's gone. Well, he's not. He's going to go down to the reserve roster. There goes Dixie Walker. Center field, you got Pete Reiser and Duke Snider. You can't get, Duke Snider, oh my God. So, yeah. Left field, you're looking good in left field. You got Matt Kemp and Zach Wheat. So you got a pretty good outfield here. And again, Dodgers right now 8-3 in this league. Do you really need 1, 2, 3, 4 third basemen? Cookie Lavagetto, I hate to do it, but I don't know. I'm just trying to trim these rosters down a bit. Here's a fun exercise for each franchise: which position is their all-time lineup weakest? For the Dodgers, third base, maybe. Well, you got 4 third basemen here, right? Yeah, I know. That would be a fun exercise, Big Clue. Where are they weakest? So I can tell you for the Pirates what's weakest for the Pirates in terms of position: pitchers. Pitchers, we've never been a great pitching ball club. Never. If you look at Pittsburgh Pirates history, we've had some pretty damn fine pitchers, but I'm trying to think if there are actually any Pittsburgh Pirate pitchers that were mainly Pittsburgh Pirate pitchers that are even in the Hall of Fame. I don't think, except Deacon Philippe, I think, is the only one, maybe. We're strongest. The Pirates are strongest infield and outfield. But pitching, ugh. Say and Beltre handled third pretty well. So, all right, Lavagetto can go to the reserve list. Cookie wasn't a. Oh no, I don't want to release him. I want to send to the reserve roster. There, Cookie is going down. Okay, so then there's no Pirate pitchers in the Hall of Fame. That should tell you something. I think almost every other franchise has a pitcher in the Hall of Fame except the Pittsburgh Pirates. So that kind of sucks for us. But I've always known that. I mean, Babe Adams, there could be an argument for Babe Adams, but probably won't make it ever now. He's way too far back. Actually, let's see. Did Babe Adams even make the cut? We'll come back to the Dodgers. I just want to see something. So Babe Adams is a Pittsburgh Pirate, but I don't know if he is on our starting rotation or not. So we'll go back and look later. And some of these guys I'm going to move up and down. This is just a lot of just for fun right now. The people sitting on the bench. I mean, Scioscia's on the bench. Walker, meh, right? Ron Peronowski, I wouldn't bring him in, but I don't know. Right? Yeah, he did. I mean, I don't want to mess with this Dodger team too much, only because they're doing so well. But you still have 3 third basemen, and I mean, you're saying Beltre and Say handled, or Say and Beltre. Then what do you do about Guerrero? Though you're losing a pretty big bat with Pedro Guerrero. Let me see. Who's in the primary lineups at third here for? So yeah, so Guerrero is the starting third baseman, and he's in the lineup for both lefties and righties. Now, what I could do, ask bench coach. Let's see lineups versus righty. Yep, and let's see versus lefty. Yeah, everything still stays the same. So, Mark, who's your team? Who's Mark's team? I don't think he's ever told us who his team is. Maybe he did. I don't remember. Anyhow, I think the Dodgers look pretty good. Dodgers look pretty good. Who are the Indians playing next? Oh, the White Sox. The all-time White Sox. Do we want to do a game right now? Nah. I was just hoping MV would stop by, but yes, he didn't. These Dodgers are just loaded all over the place, though. Just crazy. I mean, they're pitching. I mean, you've got Kershaw, Koufax, Nomo, Sutton, and Vance. Now, there could be an argument, but Dazzy Vance, you got Don Drysdale in there in relief. I mean, you're pitching. Look at you talk about. So the Dodgers are on the opposite end of the scale. There's Koufax, Vance is a Hall of Famer, right? Burley Grimes, Hall of Famer, old stubble beard. You got great pitchers for the Dodgers. God. Yeah, but yet where are you going to put Pedro Guerrero? That's the thing. If you move him from third base, you've got Beltre and Say. So for Guerrero, I mean, I could change his position, but your outfield is crazy already on this team. Again, you got Matt Kemp and Zach Wheaton left. You got Pete Reeves or Duke Snider in center, and right, you got Babe Herman, he's getting a lot of playing time. But Carl Furillo, Andre Ethier. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the Dodgers as well. I know the Brooklyn Dodgers better than I know the LA Dodgers. So you would have Ron Peronowski over Takashi Saito. We can do that. We definitely can do that. I mean, they're both in there, so they're on the active roster. But as far as their pitchings, so right now Soto's middle relief. So Paranosky. So you're saying drop him and put Paranosky in middle relief, maybe? All right, so I'm going to release Saito. All right, now that I've done that, I'm going to, let's see. So Don Drysdale, what do we got to do with him? Staff. Well, we're not going to put him, it's got him in a rotation spot number 6, which actually wouldn't be bad. Let's put him in number 6, I think. Or do I want to do that? Right? So Paranosky, he was a. All right, let me see. Your next starter, crucial situations. So we go. All right. So what are we gonna do with Paranosky here? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with this guy, this Ron Paranosky? And yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess he was, wasn't he? So did Paranosky, is he on the reserve? Oh, he must be on the reserve roster. So we got to bring him up. So he's going to go in the active roster. Good. All right, so let's give a roll. Setup or closer? How about we do setup? How about, so as far as his usage option, D. Scott, we can choose anything from 6th inning later, 7th inning later, or 8th or later. Because your closer, and I say yours because you're a Dodger guy, your closer is Eric Gagne right now. What a weird picture of him. Anyhow. 7th? Okay. There we go. Paranosky's in there. And secondary role, how about we do secondary role closer? I guess. Because he really couldn't do long relief or middle relief. Could he do middle relief? Yeah, how about it? The all-time Dodgers, yeah, they're crazy. We don't have to give him a secondary role, but stopper, okay. Boom, there we go. Nice. I'm trying to remember if Action PC, if you can set these guys like, because this has all these different roles. I don't think Action PC has things like emergency starting pitchers, high leverage. I don't think it has that. So this might be something Out of the Park has a little bit more. I don't know. Steve would know. But should Dazzy Vance? You know what? Would you guys agree that Clayton Kershaw should be the number 2 starter? Because this got Dazzy Vance right now. This is going left, right, left, right. But I think you'd almost be stronger having Kershaw. Eric Gagne. Okay, no, is that, yeah, I mean, it's a French name. Didn't know. Okay, Eric Gagne it is. So question, should Kershaw be the number 2 starter after Koufax? I think yes. And move Dazzy Vance down to 3rd. Don Sutton is the 5th starter. But I think Dazzy Vance is a little bit too high. I mean, Hall of Famer, excellent pitcher, but I think Kershaw, although Kershaw's only 2 and he's what, 2-0, 2-1, but look at Koufax, he's 3-0 so far. I think Kershaw number 2, yeah. You think Kershaw should be the Dodgers' #1 starter over Koufax? Wow. Ooh, big clue. Really? In real life, Drysdale would be #2 after Koufax. And Drysdale right now, where the hell is Don Drysdale? He's on here somewhere. But Drysdale is not in the rotation. Don Sutton is. We could take Don Sutton out. He's 0-1. And we could put, all right, where's Drysdale? Things driving me crazy here now. There's Don Drysdale. So let's, oh, he's on the active list. So how about we take, yeah, goodbye Sutton, hello Drysdale. Okay. All right, so I'm going to send Don Sutton. Boy, he's got great potential. I don't want to send him down. But then the interesting thing here is Don Sutton is not really playing any role on this. All right, so he's going to the reserve roster. And let's bring up Don Drysdale. Oh, Don Drysdale's there. Okay, so we need a 5th starter. And you'd bump Nomo at supper time. I know, right? I do have to go have dinner soon, but I just felt like doing some baseball. All right, let's look at this starting rotation. All right. So we're going to bring Drysdale. All right, so, and you're saying you're going to bump, and we want to bring up Oral Hershiser. Okay, so let's bring up Hershiser. Okay, so now Hershiser. All right, so here's what you have so far. In order, you got Sandy Koufax, Dazzy Vance, Clayton Kershaw, Oral Hershiser, and Don Drysdale. And you can see the ratings by the stars and stuff like that. So, yeah, Valenzuela, right? I mean, you guys are stacked. Well, Valenzuela here he's in as a middle reliever, used more often, and his secondary role is a specialist. Legends coming in, and he's saying length of career Perinoski, but Saito is a better pitcher with an ERA plus of 185 to 124. It's really not close. Ooh, who knew going to the Dodgers would engender some good debate? But here we are. Legends. I mean, the Dodgers are just loaded. They're just loaded with pitching. It's insane. No, Kershaw's in there. Kershaw's in there. He's right now the #3 starter. I was trying to make the argument that Kershaw should be the #2 starter, not Dazzy Vance. But then Big Clue is saying, what did he say? He did a heresy, he said, up there somewhere. He says Clayton Kershaw should be the ace. Okay, so D. Scott saying because Perinoski was one of his Dodgers as a kid sentimental choice. We'll leave him in there. I mean, they're in first place, so. Clue likes to stir the pot. Apparently, I still think Dazzy Vance should not be the #2 starter, though. He's got a 3-2 record in this league so far, but I think you got to follow. Of course, Kershaw, he's pitched a lot of innings so far. Phew. You're the kid that kicked the beacon. All right, let's move on from the Dodgers. Mark, who's your favorite team? If you're still here, who's your favorite team? Because I'm going to be tweaking these all the time. There's method to my madness. Herman Munster could be well, actually, you can create players in this game. So, what was that episode I saw it on YouTube where he wasn't Herman trying out for the Dodgers and hit a ball like 900 feet or something? I think Leo DeRocher was in that episode or something. There's Cousin Ken. Let's look at the Philadelphia Phillies while we wait for Mark. Let's look at the Phillies. Cousin Ken, we got some Phillies here, and I don't know what you're thinking about as far as who's on the active roster, who's on the reserve roster. I mean, obviously Alexander, Carlton, yeah. Yeah, so Leo was Leo DeRocher then. Okay, so he wanted to he wanted to sign Herman Munster. That's funny. All right, well we can get rid of Ricky Bottalico. Let's look at let's see what his is Bottalico. So he's in here as middle relief right now, cousin. So your starting rotation right now is Pete Alexander, Steve Carlton, Robin Roberts, Cole Hamels, and Erskine Meyer. Eh? But I'm not. I'm just looking right now. It's just the active roster or what have you. But so you think Bottalico should go? So you can go with two middle relievers, or I could go. Let's look at the relievers that are here. So you've got Al Holland. I mean, these guys are all 2.5 stars now. Bedrosian and Bottalico getting work, but Al Holland, you got Ron Reed, Chris Short, Kurt Simmons. Where's Jim Bunning? Let's find out where Jim Bunning is. Let's see where the game put him. He's on the Tigers. So should Jim Bunning? Yes, he's on the Tigers. Should he be a Tiger, guys? I just moved Nap Lajoie from the Athletics to the Indians. So is Bunning more associated with the Phillies or with the Tigers? This is 1960s, guys. So I'm 1960s baseball. I'm really weak. I guess I could just look him up in Baseball Reference, but Bunning had a good season, but was so what I'm the other thing I'm trying to do, Ken, is I'm trying to find if a player is more associated with one team than another. So like Lajoie, I don't know why not only this game but Action PC puts him on the Athletics. He's clearly Cleveland Indians, as Big Clue said. They were named at the Naps after him for a little while. So a bit more for Detroit. And you think of Jim Bunning as a Philly. Let's see what he's doing with the Phillies. Maybe that's a way to do it. I don't know. Let's act as Philadelphia. Okay. And let's see if Jim Bunning's even doing anything for the Phillies. So, Jim Bunning, nope, not doing it. He's not. So let's go to the Tigers and see what he's doing there for the Cats. Yep, Jim Bunning's their number 3 starter. And it's funny, he's wearing a Phillies hat. Yeah, I'm at the Tigers. Yeah. So, but he's wearing a Phillies hat. I've got to find him. I got to find a picture of him with the Tigers hat and fix that. Liberate Bunning, smuggle him to the Phillies. To hell with Detroit. Only people who root for the Tigers are terrorists and child killers anyway. Oh my God. Okay, that's because Steve Tate's nowhere around right now, but that was directly shots fired at Steve Tate. So that was funny. So I give Ken Randy Lurch and the Phillies just because, says Todd B. It's really fun to go in and play around with these rosters. It really is. Um, you guys will notice, the sharp-eyed among you, that Denny McLain is not in the starting rotation. You got Verlander, Scherzer, Bunning, Newhouser, and Morris. Denny McLain and Mickey Lolich are set up. John Hiller, yeah, I see. John Hiller, middle relief. That doesn't seem right to me. Shouldn't John Hiller be more a setup guy? I mean, Hernandez, I guess, is a closer, yeah, but Hiller seems more setup to me, if memory reading serves. Hey, Joe Murdy, how you doing? He says, I always thought of Grover Cleveland Alexander. Yeah, he is. He is. He's the ace of the Philly staff, actually. Is Richie Allen on the Philly? You mean Dick? Don't call me Richie Allen. Let's see. He should be. He is a Philly, definitely. He is a Philly, but not in the Hall of Fame. What the hell is the matter with them? Liberate Bunning. That's the funniest thing I've read today. I like it. Tug with the Mets. Oh, good idea. Let's check him out, man. Tug McGraw. I'm guessing he's with the Mets, Ken. He is a New York Met. Yep. Oh my God! Big clue. You this Tiger hatred, dude. What is the deal, man? What do the Tigers owe you money? Big clue. What's up with the Tigers thing, man? How can you hate the Tigers? I mean, come on. What's wrong with the Tigers? Great franchise, the Detroit Tigers. They're my favorite American League franchise, so I guess that makes me a. I guess you're questioning my moral turpitude there, my friend. So, all right. You're killing me over here, Smalls. Yeah, you should say Tigers, Coyotes. Yeah, speaking of Denny McLain, I know, I get it. All right, yeah. So Joe Murray says recently Tug McGraw was related to Tim McGraw. I had no idea that. Yes, very much related, actually. Although I'm not into country western music, I did know that. Clue thought we were talking about the. Oh, so you're making an F-ball reference there. Way to go, Todd. Well played. Well played. Boy, what to do about these? That starting rotation is pretty good, though. That's a pretty good starting rotation. No one in the chat. Oh, thank you, Big Clue. This is the fact that I know what turpitude means absolves me. Thank you. Denny McLain definitely needs to be on the Tigers starting staff. That's a given. Okay, so Joe, if that's the case, who gets bumped? Who gets bumped? Or do you go to a six-man rotation? It's got a five-man rotation. You got Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer, Jim Bunning, Hal Newhouser, and Jack Morris. And Todd B says he put turpitude in my paint to thin it. Ah, Todd. McLain instead of Lulich. So Lulich is so neither Danny McLain nor Mickey Lulich are in the starting rotation for this all-time great Tiger team. Neither. So yeah, Joe. So it says Jim Bunning, you never thought of him as a Tiger anyways. Ooh, all right. Send Jim Bunning to Philly to make room. All right. We'll release Jim Bunning and the Phillies will sign him. He's wearing a Phillies cap anyhow. Why not? All right. He's 0-1 with the Tigers anyhow. All right. So we're going to release him. All right. Now, who do we want to bring in? So, do you guys think Danny McLain? What am I looking at? I need starters. All right. All pitchers. Let's do it that way. All right, so we got Lolich or McLean that could come in as a starter. Yeah, so am I, Joe. Bucco's in Seattle tonight. All right, Mick. Thanks for coming in, bud. Send Cobb to the Philadelphia A's while you're at it. Detroit doesn't deserve him. Wow. Ooh. Okay. Let's bring in. We'll bring in Denny McLain for right now. We'll put him in the 3 spot after Max Scherzer and before Hal Newhouser. Yes, I am, Joe. So lived and worked in Pittsburgh for a while. I'm not from there, but yes, I'm one of. Yeah, I used to work on Carson Street in the South Side, Joe. I'm a musician. I'm also a sleight of hand artist, and I used to work as a demonstrator at a magic shop on Carson Street, and of course did magic around all over the place. But Pittsburgh, certainly one of the places I love the Burgh. So go to Primanti Brothers, do the Carson Street crawl, the whole thing. So love the Burgh. All right, so let's go to Detroit, or let's go to Philadelphia, and let's sign Jim Bunning. Yeah, let's sign Jim Bunning. Should probably do that, right? Let's sign Jim Bunning. So you guys are sort of getting a little bit of a tutorial on how to do this too. So when you have a player, no team, right click, sign player. This is why you have to play in commissioner mode so you can switch around teams. So as soon as I sign him, Jim Bunning is now a Philly. So he is on the Philadelphia Phillies now. Okay, so you lived off of Carson and Sarah Street a ways back in the 90s, grew up in the South Hills. Okay, nice. Yeah, I was hoping to go over to Pittsburgh this July, but looks like that's not going to happen. International Brotherhood of Magicians is holding their gathering this year in the Burgh. I was hoping to catch a Bucco game. Right now, I'm on the wrong side of the Commonwealth. I'm near Harrisburg, which is about as exciting as, well, I don't know, as whatever isn't exciting. I have no wit today. Nothing new. All right, good to have a fellow Pittsburgher in here, although that's my adopted city. Now, what's Smokey Burgess doing on the Phillies? See, I think of Smokey Burgess as a pirate. And the Phillies have, holy hell, man, the Phillies have 5 catchers. No, yes, 5 catchers on the Phillies? Oh, man, that would be first week of August. I might be able to do that. Okay, Smokey Burgess, I'm looking up Baseball Reference because unless I'm a complete moron, he should not be a Philadelphia Philly. That's just crazy. I don't know what, all right, so Smokey Burgess, 1949, 1967. Well, okay, so he only played 3 years for the Phillies. He played most of his career he played 4 seasons with the Phillies. Although he was traded from the Phillies to the Reds in 1955. Played for the Reds for 4 seasons, came back to the Bucks. So he played, yeah, he's a pirate. He's a pirate. Smokey Burgess there. That takes care of, yep. Burgess definitely gets released and gets signed by the Pirates. Now that takes care of now you have 5, now you're going to have 4 catchers in the Phillies only. So Burgess, you get released. And you'll go to the Pirates reserve roster. Here's who you have left, Phillies fans. Darren Daulton definitely's got to stay in there. Mike Lieberthal, Carlos Ruiz, and Andy Semenuk. So you got 4 catchers, and they are all rated. But Daulton and Semenuk have more power than Lieberthal and than Carlos Ruiz. And as far as contact hit, of course, it's going to be Darren Daulton. And I think Daulton and Semenuk have to be right. Darren Daulton getting a start, Semenuk your backup catcher, and send Lieberthal and Ruiz down to the reserve roster. Bob Boone on the Phillies. Let me look. See where they put Bob Boone. Bob Boone is with the Angels. Now, I will say this: what I think what they did here is the same with Action PC Baseball. For newer franchises, they did send some players to younger franchises like the Angels. Maybe that's why Bob Boone is there. Let's see if the Angels get screwed though if we do that. So what do they have for catchers? Yeah, see, so they put Earl Averill on the Angels, though he should be an Indian. But they do have Mike Napoli. They have Brian Downing. But I see there they have Bob Boone as kind of the backup catcher, and Boone's a bit better rated than Mike Napoli. So, I mean, for the younger franchises, they would get murdered. But that Smokey Burgess thing is a complete mystery to me. So, yeah, let me fix that while we're still talking here. I know this isn't as fun as doing a game, but we are chatting baseball. So, and we're gonna sign Smokey and put him on the reserve roster. Boom, he's a Pirate. Nice. Oh, Earl Averill Jr. You think so? Let me see if it picks up both of them. Because you can't, I think of Earl Averill. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that's Earl D. Averill, so that's Junior, so he's fine. They just got the wrong picture for him. Yeah, because there's Earl Averill. He is on the Indians, so that's cool. Joe Murdy says, I do wish the Baseball Mogul would include a choice for a six-man rotation for Shohei Ohtani. How about it? All right, so we're cool there. But Bob Boone, what do we do about Bob Boone, man? I don't know. Because right now the Angels are 5-5 in this league. And pardon me. Ah, well, more thinking to do, I guess. Yeah, there's some things I hope that that Baseball Mogul will add. I think it's a a fun game. It's not as flexible as I'd like it to be, but it's a good game. Definitely a good game. So we got Jim Edmonds batting cleanup. This is pretty good. Tim Salmon, of course, was with them when they were the California Angels, right? Troy Glaus is here. Brian Downing. So I mean, the usual suspects here. Remember when I was working at University of Michigan, one of my employees was a huge fan of Torrey Hunter when he was with the Angels. That was the only reason he was an Angels fan, was because of Torrey Hunter. He says, however, what I would do there is have the staff spot start someone to give Ohtani the extra day. Daddy Wags on the Angels? I don't even think I know that player. Nope. Whoever that person is isn't even. He's not on anybody's roster. I mean, he's somewhere in out of the park baseball, but he's not in this league. So, Leon Wagner. Where is Leon Wagner? Now that's a name I do know. Leon Wagner is on the Angels. Yep. Leon Wagner is there. Oh, gotcha, Joe. So, Joe, let me ask you this, because I mean we have Aaron here also dealing with, he's also sightless. Have you messed around with Diamond Mine baseball? Just curious. So you think, yeah, Boone goes to the Phillies, then you still got you. Then you're back up to that lots of catchers problem if you send Boone to the Phillies. Let's look at old Leon here. Let's look at some stats from Leon Wagner. And I'm stupid. I don't know why I brought up Baseball Reference. You don't need to in Out of the Park Baseball. There you go. You got it right in the game. So, see. So Leon Wagner actually had more years with the Indians, but I think Wagner probably had his best years, maybe. No, because he had some good years with Cleveland too. I think this was a decision they had to make so that the Angels wouldn't get stomped. It really is a balancing act. Okay, so Daddy Wags is Leon Wagner. Okay, I never knew that. Thank you. Did not know that was his nickname. This daddy thing's coming up a lot in this chat, by the way. The other night, what was it? MV. I didn't know Cecil Fielder was called Daddy. I had no idea. And we were playing in our Howie Shanks League on Action PC, and he kept saying, "Bring in Daddy, bring in Daddy," and he's Daddy, Daddy, and I'm like, this is getting curious. I never knew that. So, but anyhow, note to all of you: you don't need to go to Baseball Reference. Um, you know, it's also in Out of the Park Baseball. So, there's Leon, Daddy Wags, huh? Hey, Steve. Steve Tate, are you gonna do a game or what? I'm just on here to like fill in gaps or something because MV said that you might broadcast today. Oh, it was Big Daddy. Because he kept saying put Daddy, and I'm like, what? What are you talking about, MV? This is West Virginia, guys. He has come a long way, that's for sure, but God, just crazy. It's like MV calling Chick Heavy Chicky. I know, right? He calls him Chicky. You gotta love MV though, man, right? I mean, you gotta love him, and his just the way he's studying baseball, getting so deep into the game is just wonderful, just absolutely wonderful. Okay, can you do a game now, Steve? Because all we're doing is juggling around these all-time great players and stuff onto different rosters and stuff. So I'll tell you what, Joe. What he did have luck with is two games that I helped him with big time, and his reader software was working with Action PC Baseball, and also, believe it or not, Baseball for Windows Broadcast Blast. Aaron's flying around that thing like a champ. That's the one with Ernie Harwell announcing. Curiously, PC Replay Baseball is not accessible for the vision impaired or sightless. So, and that's weird. That's a modern Windows game, and the only thing I can think of why it's not accessible is they're using some proprietary APIs. But a game as old as APA, which came out in 1994, 1995, is accessible, but PC Replay is not. Weird. Big Clue says, let me explain MV in a single anecdote. A Brit, a Scot, and a Welshman each order a pint of bitter at the local pub. They bring out the drinks, and each glass a fly lands in the beer. Okay, we'll wait. And thank you for not including the Irish in there, by the way. We just said, what do you mean? We're after having a bit extra protein. Says the Englishman shoves a glass across the bar immediately, rejecting it. The Scotsman pulls the fly out of the beer and and then decides the veteran also pushes his glass. Okay, so and as Big Clue is finishing his story, because we're waiting for what the Welshman does. Aaron says baseball phone doing these NVDA scripts to make it more accessible, which is the program he uses. Okay. The Welshman picks his fly out, holds it out over the glass, squeezing it, yelling, "Spit it out! Spit it out!" Oh, Oh, thanks, D. Scott. He says they were Irish flies, apparently. Cleveland, Steve, right? Cleveland. Now we're talking about our. We're going to go ahead and we'll bring this up actually, since Steve's talking about it really quickly. Thanks, guys, for your help on with Out of the Park Baseball. By the way, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm not done with these rosters, obviously. So let's look at Cleveland before Steve does his thing. So Ted Kluszewski is out until game time, 11 July. Ken Boyer out until 28th May. Al Simmons out to 11th June. Joe Mauer out till 26th June. So, yeah, they're getting killed. Yep, May 16th is right. So, Joe, you and Aaron, you guys, Joe, I need to find a to our Ned McGreevy Discord. We need to invite you to our Discord, Joe, and maybe you and Aaron can kind of collaborate there as far as accessibility in these games and stuff. So Frankie Frisch is out for North Sound. Frankie's out till the 18th, so 2 more days you got to wait. 2 more game days. All right, well, since Steve Tate says he's going to do a game, that's cool. Steve, do you notice who's a half game behind you, by the way? Yeah, a little team up there named Mudville, so just saying. So, before you go, Steve, Big Clue wanted to tell you how much he loves Detroit. He just wanted to say. All right, so guys, I guess Steve Tate, did I sell the bite me, Tate? Just bite me, man. Did I sell the Mudville franchise? And Babe Ruth isn't even hitting that much either. You know who's doing it seriously on my team, Steve? Is Pop Lloyd. Pop Lloyd. So, never thought I'd say this, but thank you, Robbie Wartburg, for taking Hannes Wagner, because Pop Lloyd is doing it up, man. He's crazy. All right, Aaron and Joe there, they're meeting up there. That's good. You guys can help each other as far as accessible. And Aaron, maybe you could get, I don't know if Joe plays it, but Action PC, because you're pretty much knocking around that game like crazy, right? Really, Clue? Really? Couldn't find a buyer. That's right. My team's a half game out of first. So I don't want it. I'm not selling it now. Anyhow, I guess if Steve's going to do a game now, up and running in 5 minutes. All right, cool. All right, let's save this because we did a lot of work, didn't we? Wow. There we go. Cool. Yes, he is. Yes, Aaron. He said that's why he can't do the more graphically intensive games like Out of the Park Baseball. So yes, he is indeed sightless, blind, whatever. I don't know. I'm not. I'm very careful because I know some people in the community don't like that word blind. They prefer sightless. I don't want to insult anybody, so you're using the word blind, so I will say yes. So Joe says he has the page up now, seeing if he can maybe download a demo of it. Action PC should have a demo. I don't know if they do. I don't think they do. Anyhow, let's go back to the Pirates home screen because people wonder why Leon Wagner was up there. So. All right, guys. So Steve Tate says he's going to be up and running in a few minutes, so I'll save my thank yous. Joe, you're welcome back. Again, you come into the channel 3 times, take part. You get a wrench, which is cool, and you can not only knock out the trash, but put in links to baseball things or whatever you want. It's kind of my way of saying thank you, and you become a part of the family here. We've created a family. This isn't my channel. This is our channel. Everybody in here. Just fair warning. Especially at nights, it usually degenerates, devolves into God knows what, especially when we're doing MLB The Show and Heidi is on there and Todd is in here. Oh, you can return Action PAC after 30. That's right. He does have a money back guarantee. Okay. Nice. You call your friends retarded. I'm just saying, big clue. I don't know. I know that when I was finishing up my masters and was going to go on and do the PhD, they're like, well, among the, it's like you're not really supposed to use the term blind. You're supposed to use the word sightless. But yet every sightless person I've met uses the term blind. So I don't know what I'm supposed to say. So I don't want to, hunk anybody off, man. Yeah, Joe, you should. Joe, I'm going to put a link to Steve Tate's page, all right? If it will let me. I think it will. Yes, it will. And then you can come join. It's going to be a lot of Steve's. Steve Tate is awesome, and he's going to do a game. So, Joe, I'm going to put a link to Steve Tate's channel. Okay. So there is a link to Mr. Tate's channel. Um, all right. So Steve looks like he's ready to go. He says, "Come on in and join us." So thanks to Steve Tate, who's going to be coming up with a game. Big clue to Todd B. Aaron Reed to Joe Murdy. Great. Thanks, Joe, and hope to see you more around here and in Steve's channel, everything like that. Be awesome. Cousin Ken Castro, D. Scott Howard, Todd B. And I think we got everybody here. No, Mick F was here. Mick F here was here earlier. Thank you, Mick. And Legend Sports Universe, another awesome channel. Mark Roberts was hanging out with us for a while today, which was nice. So there we go. All right, guys. Until later on, see you around the batting cage. I mean, made you forget how few chicken strips came with your dinner. Always glad to be of help, Big Clue. All right, guys. See you over at Steve Tate's house. Until then, see you around the batting cage. And thanks for the help again.